Okay, so today we're going to look at the progress of a bill through Parliament. For this section of the study design, I suggest that you should know the progress overall, so how the bill goes through the two houses of Parliament. You should also know at least a couple of stages in more detail. So, for example, Royal Assent, second reading, consideration in detail are good stages to know, just in case you get a question that asks you to specifically outline one stage or two stages in more detail. Okay, so for the progress of a bill through Parliament, a bill must pass through both houses of Parliament, both the lower house and the upper house. Most bills are introduced into the lower house first. However, bills can be introduced into the upper house first. The bill basically goes through the same process in both houses, and once it's passed both houses, it then needs to be signed by the Governor or the Governor-General before it can become law. So we'll just talk about how the bill progresses through the original house first. The first stage is initiation. This is just where the bill is drafted up and leave is sought to introduce the bill to Parliament. We then go to the first reading stage. The long title of the bill is read in Parliament. The bill is placed on the agenda for a future day, and copies of the bill are circulated to all the members of Parliament, who can then go and read the bill in their own time. Next is the second reading stage. In the Victorian Parliament, a statement of compatibility outlines whether the bill complies with the Charter of Human Rights and Responsibilities. The second reading speech then outlines the purpose of the bill. The Minister introducing the bill will read the second reading speech, and then debate and a vote can then take place. We then move to either consideration in detail or committee of the whole House. Consideration in detail is the stage in the lower house, and committee of the whole house is essentially the same stage, it's just called a different name in the upper house. So in this stage, the Speaker in the lower house or the President in the upper house, they leave the house for ceremonial reasons, and the house is then said to be in committee. Then each clause of the bill is discussed in detail, and amendments are most likely to be made at this stage of the bill's progress. This stage can be eliminated if the House unanimously agrees, and often they'll get a smaller committee of members with expertise in the particular area of law to debate the bills and propose any amendments that might be needed. We then go to the adoption of the committee report. The Speaker or the President of the House returns and they ask Parliament to accept the committee's report. Then we go to the third reading stage. The long title is read again. There can be further debate and a vote, and if that vote is successful, the bill is said to have passed the original House. When we go to the second House, it's the exact same procedure as in the original House. Any amendments that are made to the bill need to be approved by both Houses in identical form. So if the second House makes amendments, it needs to be sent back to the lower House and goes through the whole procedure again. We then go to certification. There's a clerk of Parliament who certifies the bill, certifies that it's the same form of the bill that has passed both houses of Parliament. The bill is then said to have passed both houses, and it then goes to Royal Assent. It's given to the Governor-General or to the Governor to sign. Once the bill has passed both houses, it's presented to the Governor-General or the Governor for Royal Assent. And then once Royal Assent has been given, it then goes to proclamation. The Act will come into operation on the day stated in the Act, a day proclaimed by the Governor-General or the Governor, or 28 days after Royal Assent if not otherwise stated. And that's it.